What is up, musicians, songwriters, and fellow music lovers? Welcome back to Evolve Songwriting. My name is Jake. Today, I'm very excited because Lights, the Queen, has dropped her new album, PEP. Lights is my number one. She's definitely my favorite artist out there, has been for a long time. I think she nails her songwriting, production, her lyrics, ideas, vibe, creativity, marketing, graphics, everything. Definitely going to be fanboying hard throughout this. I'll have to stop myself from just rambling, but I'm very excited. I have heard quite a few of these tracks. I didn't actually realize this was going to be a full-length album. So I've heard all the EP tracks, which is Beside Myself, In My Head, Prodigal Daughter, Salt and Vinegar, and Real Thing. The rest I have not. I'm so excited. I love the direction she's gone. This is really edgy for her. She's got just a bit more of a harder style of production, darker. I don't know, but I'm excited for what happens. But yeah, for the tracks that I have heard, I'll be happy to sort of share my thoughts on what I think is working really well, because that's what we do here at Evolve. So yeah, before we get started, subscribe down below if you want to see more, and let's get stuck into this fantastic. I know it's going to be 10 out of 10, so let's go. Opening track is Beside Myself. I've heard this one before. This is written... Oh, she hasn't put the credits on. There you go. Just nothing. Just performed by Lights. So who knows who produced this one? I'm not sure. Beside Myself. Let's go. I like that she opened with this because this was a very low energy track. Really long, sustained harmony. Now we change chords. She's really using that da 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 a lot. Sometimes different pitches, but the movement of the melody. Da, 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 da. It's an arcing melody. Now, because it's the same shape, different place. Just up the octave. 4. Just hanging on that chord for a long time. Back to the 1. And that's the turnaround. Then we get the hook line. The punchline. And she's just kills when she does this. This reminds me of the one she did with, was it Travis Barker? And it's like in a whole nother song. Still taking the same melody. I love that she's featuring a lot more acoustic drums these days too. Long Live, that was the one, yeah. Travis Sparky. She's using the title as a finisher. And this melody here is very contrasting. It's not following that arcing melody style. And it's quite irregular to the syncopated. 16th hi-hats kill it every time. Really gives it a lot of drive over the longer melodies of the vocal. And back to here. So it's a very open-ended hook. Settling down with that punchline Beside Myself on the 4 chord. Beside myself. It leaves it very open, and then she resolves it again the second time. But the first time it's really great. I think it's such a flowy song. But great album opener. And God, the drums work there. Starting it off without the groove, teasing that. just pulling all that out, and then boom, it's beautiful work. Great way to start the album. But I'm so excited, even though I've already heard the next 3 tracks. But let's get into it. All right, we got track 2, In My Head, featuring Josh Dunn. I've heard this one, but only a couple of times, because this was the most recent of the singles, I believe. So let's get into it. So much more acoustic instruments too. Not acoustic, but I feel like more rocky influence, drums, guitars. Sort of expanding her from her electronic roots. Yeah. Big halftime. Goes great with the straight rhythm of the vocal here. Bum, 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 bum. It's a little dirty as well, just sonically. I love it, man. And this, I've got to pause this, but already so much has happened. Really quick verse just to get you in the mood before, boom, creating some anticipation with that really floaty pre-chorus into a massive halftime big chorus, driving rhythms. Da, 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 da. Now, I just really want to highlight, because this is a bit of a small detail that people miss often writing songs. In that chorus, baby, I'm a loser, I think love is dead, is the right syllable, the right accent on the syllable, right? She's got baby, I'm a loser, right? It just fits with the word she's chosen. Really cool. Let's keep going. Nice guitar riff too. Cadence line. And it's feeling it now. Listen, right? All the right words on the accents. Every second syllable isn't important. She delivers it perfectly too. Hear that idea come back for the bridge. Notice the ascending melody shape. That's pretty blatant, right? It's just... Because it works against... Because this melody is a bit more, you know, monotone. I didn't... God. Finishing it with the snare. Man, yeah, I had actually listened to that as in-depth before. It's very rocky. I actually just realized it's got that real like older rock, but God, the production is very modern and it's just got that really solid balance, which I know she does well, of electronic and real instruments. Halftime working great. The changing melody shapes and the accenting. It's the chorus. It's all in that chorus. That's the highlight of that song, because it works with the halftime, making that real dramatic, but the straight quarter note vocal has the right lyrics, if that makes sense. But yeah, next on to probably one of my favorite tracks, number 3. Track number 3, probably my favorite that I've heard. It's a toss-up between that and Salt and Vinegar, but Prodigal Daughter, I've listened to this many times. Bear with me. I have a lot to say about this track. It's packed full of stuff. Let's go. I mean, first of all, just that sample at the start. This, like, what is this? Straight away, you're just like, what's going on? She comes out straight, big, really up there in her range, right? Very aggressive delivery. Subdivision. Da, 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 da. Almost the same, where she has the accents in the right place, but she breaks the pattern there. Da, 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 da. But we still have an 8th note feel. I'm so sorry that I have to pause that, but already so much has happened. She's come out already setting the mood very, very clearly in the beginning, and a really, really memorable "I've been all the way down," right? Just adding that super high note with the reverb throw on it, great production work. But you can see the regularity when she comes into the pre. It's a super rigid. Now I'm making a living. And notice again the spread of the subdivision in the other parts because the synth is doing the 16th. It's got that sort of tremolo on it. And then we hit the chorus. Really open. Bass doing most of the work here. There's too much to talk about. That chorus, it's big, but it's quite sparse in terms of how much content she's got, right? It's just, baby, I'm back. And you need that after that very packed pre and verse. So really the thing that I love is the entry into this second verse, right? They say you better be honest. Very long pickup. Just really nice transition. Adding extra harmonies. And then I love that. But the bass and the groove come out here, which is why they work so good in the chorus, because you don't get them here. It's like, take it all out. Bass and groove, back in. Woo! Still got the 16ths in the hats. Very important. And then similar thing here. We're just taking everything out, but more lengthy phrases. And we haven't even mentioned the lyrics, which is quite a controversial song, I think. And very different for her, but we'll get into that. There's a lot of little production things happening here. A lot of reverse throws, a lot of transitions, that little sweeps, little crashes here. Man, I think she's just such a skilled producer, and there's so much. You have to listen to her music like 5 times over, I feel like, to really pick up all the little production details. But yeah, that's just a slapping track. I mean, how can you not feel the energy of that, the darkness of that, the aggressiveness of that? Yeah, it's quite a heavy topic, heavy discussion with the themes that she brings up about religion, about freedom, what that really means. But wow, I just like musically, if you brush over all the lyrical stuff, it's just it does what music's supposed to do, which is that she's presented that idea in such a meaningful way. Like, it just matches the idea. I think this is very similar to Savage on Skin and Earth, where you wanted to convey that aggressiveness and that like real, not quite anger, but just I'm powerful sort of energy. Fantastic track. Cool. But let's head into the next one, which is another, probably one of my favorite tracks she's ever done. Let's hear it. Track 4 is Salt and Vinegar. I've heard this many times. I think this song is genius. Freaking love this track. Tone of that guitar. So that opening line lyrically is fantastic. So she's done the same thing here. Da 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 da. That's an important subdivision there. Airy, minimal, dry, sparse, pre, and this lyric. I cannot talk about everything here. Let me try. Straight away, halftime emphasis by the guitar is what's giving us that. Boom, cha, boom, cha. That is the very first thing that gets presented with a beautiful tone as well. Then she comes out with this awesome line: "Bad decisions give me good things to think about." I think that's a fantastic lyric. And it's a very continuous line, all right? She just keeps going. Da, 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 over. And it's just like one long lyric. And then pulls out. It's not a call and response, but it's leaving. It's very expertly woven into the rhythm, because even though that halftime rhythm's pulled out, our brains still feel it, and so she's using rests in the lyric to that rhythm still with you. You know, she's not going to try and break that. That title, Salt and Vinegar, unique. She's presented that in a way that makes sense in a real world context. It's genius in my opinion. But we'll have a listen when the chorus comes back the next time to what the percussion does as well, because it continues the halftime that the guitars were presented and really emphasizes that with the open hats and the big snare on the halftime. But let's keep going. Now we have drums established anyway, so we got a halftime feel. Dun, 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 dun. Accenting, all the right stuff. Now, she's working with the snare. Don't work against it. Everything's accented on that snare. Yeah. Listen to that open hat. It helps the pump of that halftime. And before getting to the bridge, the rhyming scheme, guys. Think about your rhymes. She goes, times were simpler, salt and vinegar. It's almost a rap. You can be loose with your rhymes, and I think that works fantastically well. And now we finally get to breathe. So we can never lose that halftime. Okay? It's always there in something in the production. Very creative transition here. I love it. So explosive. Now the bass as well. It's not interfering with the drums. They go the bass and drum groove. More great rhymes there. All the hits. You can still hear that hat pumping there. Just expertly produced. Fantastic. I mean, I think that's genius song. Wow. I think it's a masterpiece. Energy, production's working super good. Very creative title. Delivers on that. I'm fanboy, but I'm a bit biased. I think this is really, really impressive artistry going on here. All right, next one. Finally, something I haven't heard. Let's head into the next one. Track 5. Finally, something that I haven't heard. This is Money in the Bag featuring Kiesza, who I'm not familiar with. Looking forward to it. What do we got? Oh, more guitar.
Money in the bag. That's how this works. Do what I say.
Call and response.
Nobody gets hurt. Oh, you're playing it cool in the bag.
Quite a fast-paced vocal.
Now what's your
Woo. There's so many lyrics, I can't quite latch onto them. Whoa! She's pushing her vocals. Love the distortion. Woo! Man. Big bass driving as well, but I like that she breaks up occasionally. She breaks up occasionally the with a longer note, like but it just helps sort of let it breathe a bit, create some aliveness to the music. Her vocals are very call and response based. Ooh, kind of 80s rhythms. Yeah, that. That's a bit of a retro thing. Woo! This is expert. Very fast paced still. So this works really well, just having that really open high chorus. It kind of feels like the whole track slows down, right? Because the rest of it is such fast pace, it's just constant go, 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 go. Mainly just sitting on the minor. Oh, Jesus, man. That's epic. That's so high energy. It's got the halftime again, and it is actually mostly in that E minor. Just gives it that sort of the edge. Very something that I would have expected this definitely on this album. Yeah, good to hear some of these more guitar, like rough guitar tones. Same with Savage and in Skin and Earth. Light's songs are generally stuff that I have to listen to a few times because so much production elements going on here that I can't quite catch them all. There was no way I was going to pick up all the lyrics in that, but I could tell that very on theme, Money in the Bag, it's this kind of criminal activity, right? She sticks on that heavily throughout the lyrics from what I could hear, which is a good thing to do, keep on theme with your lyrics. Shorter subdivisions, super fast paced, but enough breaks in them to let the music breathe for a bit. You never want to make it feel too just layer cakey, like just layer on layer on layer on layer, and it doesn't actually. It just loops and loops and loops, and you don't actually have these sort of fills or breaks or hits every 4 bars or 8 bars, or whenever you feel like it's gonna get a bit too stale, which is really done super well here. Damn, that was a jam. That was big. Next track. I'm so fired up. We got number 6 next is Jaws. You can these titles are powerful as well. Very bold titles. Jaws. What do we got? Oh, big synth bass.
I know what you wanna say. You don't even gotta say it. Just cause it's a game doesn't mean I gotta play it. Yes,
nice repetition.
Real thing, yes, I got class. So I like to look pretty.
AABB. Second time with the groove in. Interesting. We didn't move too far rhythmically here. Quite a lyric heavy. Simple song. Oh. But yeah, definitely lyric-driven song, this one. It's another halftime one too. Another halftime. Little detail there. But, yeah, I'll go back to it later on. Down? Hey! Interesting structure. It's a really popular rhythm at the moment. That either da 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 or da da da. There's little shows up a lot. Like a lot of pop girls been using it. God, just so hard to write lyrics like this. Everything's on theme, plus the rhyme schemes are working. And yeah, I gotta pull up these lyrics. I like it, stacking up the vocals. Wow. Yeah, cruisy track. Nice little break from all the, because we had Prodigal Daughter, Salt and Vinegar, Money in the Bag, and then they were just like high energy. So coming down a little bit, I like it. Lyric work is fantastic, man. I mean, this is definitely a more lyric-centric song. Mind you, actually, no, all the songs have been quite lyric heavy, but I feel like there's a little less melodic contrast here. It's just about the message of the lyrics. which is mainly highlighted in the chorus, which I'll just read out here. Oh, she got claws, she got jaws, she got her guns out, boots up, no bras. Don't trust nobody, baby, we're outlaws, rebel with a cause. Oh, she got jaws. Really great structure, just finishing. So she mentions she got claws, she got jaws in the start of the chorus, and then also ends it with that, oh, she got jaws, oh, she got jaws. It's really difficult, I feel like, and it's a skill to be able to find lyrics that work with the melodies that you're trying to go for and the rhymes that you're trying to go for and the syllables that you're trying to go for, but also have it fit on theme so well. So it's like every line there actually satisfies all of those things. And I think that is really the goal of a great songwriter. Cool. A little bit more of this sort of, that's what I was going to mention. So in the end of the second verse, I think, no, she does it in both pre-choruses. Cool. Let's have a look at this pre-chorus. Check this out. Yeah. Let's listen to this. Da, 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 da. Losing control. Hey. Buried line. So I call this like a delayed rhyme or a delayed phrase because the first three lines are super rigid and they end pretty much on the same place, even though the third line melody is different. But then at the fourth line, future only happened once and maybe this is it. The maybe this is it is actually delayed in terms of where it's placed in the bar. That can be a really cool way to segue into your choruses and just make sure that your sections aren't feeling super cookie cutter. Love that little detail. But yeah, that was Jaws. Let's head to the next. Next up on this masterpiece, we have Rent. Let's hit it. This is different. A lot more lush chords here. That synth is beautiful. Yeah, I think she's such a great artist when it comes to space. God, she started again. This is so good. It's that balance of simplicity, space. It's just nothing is out of place. Nothing is just kind of filler. Was that? We haven't had this yet. Cool, drum hit. This hook is. So you got offenses, space, up fences, space, and then the punchline. You can't afford what the rent is. It's all the melodies. All about the half times, this one. Halftime generally gives you that dramatic feel. I love that. God, melodic choices are really great. It's like a ramp, and then you cut it off. It's so great when you can tell that a song is built around one idea, which is that last line, that punchline. You can't afford what the rent is, and then everything anchors back to that. Everything hits that. But yeah, I was going to talk melodically about that. I'll give you the example here. It's in here, this B section here. If you want to live in my head. And then having a high note and then a rest, that's a super emotional way of delivering some melodies. But the melody work in here is great. The harmonic movement too. There's a lot of suspension happening, that's for sure. Keeps it floaty, very light and gentle. You find this on a lot of her albums where it's like she's always got these very cruisy songs in the middle, just to balance things out, you know. So Sparky is the next one. Let's see if it picks up again. We've had a couple of lower level things. Next up is Sparky. Yeah, I expect this to let's get back into the energetic realm, huh? No. Another halftime. Ooh. AAB. Ooh. Really great arc phrasing. So, no, I'll talk about it later. Very vocal forward. She's a genius. Oh. That keeps showing up. Quarter note fill in the vocal. And it's a fairly safe melody range. Then she picks it up. Expertly increasing the pitch. I love that. That pre-chorus is great. So it's like a structure within a structure. You have the two line and then the very line. So you have AAB sort of thing going on there. But the second time she does it, she actually varies it slightly again as well. It's a really good way to carry things forward, keep it interesting. Second time she goes low. Excellent. Ooh. She uses it, the throws really great. Reverse reverbs. Notice the subdivision difference. Ba, 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 ba. Eighth note feel before we were quarters. Not moving too far harmonically, actually. Mostly just the E minor. See that, like that little delay through? She does that so well. If you go and listen to almost all of her songs, the use of reverb and delay just on to accent certain words, always there. There's that upwards melody into a rest. Another delay through, filter it. Such good stuff. God, it's interesting, another halftime song. So we're really feeling that halftime this album. Sections are quite on the beat. Ba, 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 da, da, da. But there's that one which is off. Let's see if I find it. Right there. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. That's your syncopated version. So that, wanna start a fire, all on the downs. 8 to the 8s. There. Really good break. Back, you know it. Just getting that syncopation in, taking on the offbeats. Oh man, she can do no wrong. In my opinion, the production, the writing, the instrumentation, the parts. How good were those little riffs? They're not overkill. They're simple and they're just plugged in there when you can shift away from the vocals. Let's keep going, man. This is just a masterpiece, as expected from the number one. Track 9, this is Real Thing featuring Elohim. This one I have heard, which is the last track I've heard on the album. Let's go. Probably not as exciting as the other track. It's very, very crazy.
Every day I try, it gets a little harder. Trying to keep my head above
Great vocal production, I will say.
falling to my knees.
Quite a eighth note in that part.
I'm halfway up there,
Now she's a little more spaced out.
looking for the
A
real,
lot of gaps between the phrases.
always looking for the real thing. But tell me, is the real?
It's quite a more of a production exploration going on here, right? Just a lot of really nicely crafted synths and another halftime song. And lots of call and response. It's just super crazy. And she's very clearly a lot more softly singing this. Yeah, I think what sort of bugs me about this song is I can't really find a hook. But like it feels like it's carrying you somewhere that we don't quite get to. But I'm really nitpicking. So A, B, C. Which is kind of similar here, right? B, C. Very, very simple. Not a whole lot. Very much a production-centric song, I would say. But yeah, it's a nice change just to get that real soft delivery out. Because it was really Beside Myself was maybe the only one that really went to that super, super low delivery. But that was only in the beginning, then it picked up. So yeah, a track that's just cruise. Not much else to say on that one. Fair bit of call and response. Really built around that AABC sort of structure. The ooh, we had that structure there, and we also had it in the chorus. Looking for a real thing. Yeah, I can appreciate that in terms of writing, where you just have sort of one very simple idea, whether it's a structure or melody. In this case, the melody too, right? Shows up a lot. Plenty going on in the synths. Lots of different textures. I feel like this was just a bit of a production teaser, like a showcase of all the synth work. But very nice. Let's move on. Track 10, this is Easy Money. Haven't heard this one or the rest of the tracks, so we're finishing off blind. Let's see what we got. Okay, already established a melody. Syncopation. It's still got a halftime snare though. Jeez, really sticking with that whole album. But kind of call and responsive. Response. B section with another call response. Cool. Standard. Oh, nice. Big post. Yeah. She's used a few times this album that just repeated the last line of the chorus as your post-chorus. Cool. Filling it up a bit more. Just so much, just a lot of call and response. Descending guitar pattern. There's that melody again. I was wondering when that would come back. Cool. Excellent. I'll talk about it at the end. She's such a great lyricist, man. Bit more movement too. Yeah, got a lot of elements. Actually, quite a structured, simple song. Well done. You've got what happens. You have this kind of style of lines that's very like lyric and then space, lyric, space. So that's what she uses in the verse here, right? We'll go back to the first verse.
I expect you on your worst behavior.
Line, space.
I don't give up, but you know I'm not a taker.
Line, space.
Yeah.
The second time around the second verse, she adds a little like vocalization there, a little to fill that space a little bit. And the chorus is kind of a little bit like that as well.
Tell me, would you put your money on me?
You have the call and that little response there.
Trouble with the capital T.
Line, space, line, space. You either have space there or maybe a response. This one, it's more of a response here. But what really ties that all up is the bridge, because then if you go to the bridge, it's just packed. It's just constant. There's no space, which is this.
Don't want steam, you know what they say. Only the broken
It's just one thing then the next. It just keeps singing, keep singing, keep singing. Then we can go back to the more spacious style. I find that really intriguing, and I think that's what you should look for if you've written, because it's quite easy to get locked into one of those styles, whether you're just filling a lot of the space or not leaving enough space, and you're just kind of doing that throughout your whole song. That's a pretty straightforward track, just a verse, pre-chorus, chorus, post-chorus, using the last sort of tagline, which was easy money. I feel it's definitely like I think most of our albums have that sort of range of you've got your really hard-hitting songs, the very, very soft songs, and then just kind of those ones in the middle, especially on Skin and Earth. I feel like tracks like Morphine, tracks like Magnetic Field are just kind of sitting in the middle. I don't think they're like real standouts. Versus like on the same album, Savage and Skydiving, there's massive, like huge, very bold tracks. And then you have things like Almost Had Me, which is that super, super soft stuff. And I find that sort of pattern on most of her albums. I'm rambling. Let's keep going to track 11. Track 11, we have Okay, Okay. Fair bit of plays on this one. Let's have a listen. You can already feel the beat. Boom, 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 boom. She's not going to bring it in yet, though. I love that. Slowly. And it's 4 to the floor. So I knew it was going to be this just by that rhythm of that first instrument. Cool, we got something standard, right? Just dancey. This is cool. The guitars featured a lot. I love the 8th note bass. Da, 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 da. Kind of goes a little punky, but mostly that. Where do you put that? It's like retro, but I don't know. It's got some disco elements. Bass doing a lot of work. That. That's a line space right there. Line space. Yeah, it's not as obvious, but the subdivision emphasis is still happening here. Now we're here, which is quarters. Before in the verses it was 8th. Da 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 da. Just wanna dance. That's big. That's so good. God, let me just get those chords out because I might need them. Got it. So we got here. Awesome progression. I just had to figure that out because there's some really great instrumentation. It's really rocky. It's a hugely rocky album. It's just started diverging a little bit from her. I've never heard this much real drums on a Lights album. And it's refreshing, man. They're great drum parts and all these guitar parts. Yeah, she's really going rock. More subdivision work. Okay. Even though it's 4 syllables in there, right? Okay, it's 4 syllables, but the O is very much a reinforcement of the K. So it's just like da da da. It really feels just like a big quarter feel. But yeah, I love how in the start of the song, you kind of brought in the instruments one by one. Whatever the groove is, build some parts around that go in the pockets, then take the groove out, and all you're hearing is the pockets. So then you can almost imply the groove that way. I think that's such a great technique, and it was pulled off really well there. But it was super refreshing to get just that 4 to the floor, and the rock snare was very cool. Harmony wise, great, powerful rock progression. Love it. Freaking, I live for this stuff, man. All right, and the second last track, we're getting towards the end. We have Voices Carry. Let's go.
I don't know how to say all the things that I needed away.
This is how you get me.
Clouds are gray.
All vocal.
Don't know the word.
Lift.
Still you're trying to sing along. Get on. It's hard to win.
Oh, we got the kick.
Nobody wanna listen, but voices carry.
Ooh.
Voices carry. Voices carry.
Interesting chord at the end there.
Where do I
Finish on the
gotta
6.
go? Who's gonna fix
Just wobbling, the 1 and the 4.
whether you like it or not? Oh,
More real drums.
this is all we got, and we can change the
It's just that rock arrangement. So great to hear.
words, but still you gotta sing.
Notice the bass there going from the 8th to the quarters.
It's hard to win,
16th hats. Tick, 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 tick.
but voices carry.
But the gang vocals, really, the background vocals are, I mean, I'd imagine in a song called Voices Carry. Kind of like In My Head and with Long Live, the single. Tick, tick. This is the sing-along, right? This is the heart puller, the everyone in the crowd scream along. Syncopated. Against the straight bass. Always using that rhythm. Oh, key change? No. I thought there was a chord in there that was kind of implying the key change. Yeah. Just so open. Doing the same thing where you're taking the Voices Carry line and just using that as a post-chorus jam, big open. Wow. That was really different. That was really different from what I've ever heard her do. I always love any song that's got that tick, 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 the 16th hats with a 4 kick, like just a really driving. You know what it actually really reminds me of, minus sort of the drums and the rockiness to it, which is Ed Sheeran's Castle on the Hill. I think a lot of people have done it before him, but that kind of song with the 4 to the floor and it has a very open feel to it, especially when you're getting those big notes in. Which Ed Sheeran kind of did as well, right? I'm away. And so, but plus, you got a lot of these suspended, really, really lush and open suspensions in the chords. A little bit of subdivision play as well. Voices carry, right? That's on that 1, 2, 3, 4. But and there was a few kind of syncopated sections in there as well. But man, haven't heard anything like that. I love the rock direction this album is taking. That's just a real anthem. That would be great live as well. Man, you're lucky if you're getting to see this on tour. I am very jealous. Probably would be the first time where she's just gone up with a full rock band, right? Crazy stuff. But we only have one more track left. I'm kind of sad, but let's have a look at it and then wrap this thing up. But gosh, what a masterpiece so far. Okay, lastly we have Grip, and yeah, I mean, I don't think anything can ruin it at this point. This artist can do no wrong in my books. Generally, I feel like she finishes pretty much all of her albums on a really slow one. So, see what we get with Grip. Here we go. Quite dark. Bit spooky. Bringing back the halftime. Huge synth.
Being with you is distracting. It will be everlasting on my lips.
Pretty typical as a closer, I think, for her. Reverbs.
Of my grip,
Reverb was very washed, but now she's dried it up.
my grip,
She's almost taken it off completely.
of my grip.
A lot of panning happening in those synths too. Great production. Ooh, we're ramping a little. The drum's gonna come in big. Okay, there they do. Oh, they sure did. Damn, that snare. This is the story of this album. It's big halftime. I'm all for this. I'm all for it. Oh, I love big halftime songs, just in general. But notice, okay, you still got those high percussion, covering the 16ths, and the synth is doing the 8s, dum bum 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 bum, while the drums are doing the quarters. Everything's got its own thing. Her vocals on this is more of a blend-in vocal. What a finisher. That was epic. That was just a 3-minute halftime slapper. I mean, well, maybe the first minute was very low and great build up there. I think, I just noticed it was really washed out with reverb in the beginning, and that was quite present, the harshness of that reverb. It had a lot of top end, and her vocal was very, very close. Then that all came out. The reverb got pretty much completely taken off, and we had this kind of slow, suspenseful and build, and the sweep came in, and the drums just got off, and I was ready for it. I was waiting for it, and I was like, are they going to come in? And it delivered. That was exactly what I expected. And if you do that in music, if you just set up an expectation and then give it to your audience, man, you can go far. I mean, you have your songs where you might do something unexpected, but there's nothing better than the payoff of just hearing that. Super on theme for the album. I'll give you my final thoughts in the outro. And there we have it, guys. What an adventure. That was PEP by Lights, my number one artist of all time. So, I'm pretty biased, but 10 out of 10, absolute masterpiece, as usual. Never disappointed with her music. Rock instrumentation, rock arrangements, big drums, real drums, lots of guitar. Almost every song was in half time. The doom doom ga doom 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 ga, and that just gives you a really dramatic album. But it was great. It had a couple sprinkled in there. You had okay with the dance sort of groove, or just a straight rock groove. Prodigal Daughter as well, I think. Yeah. But it's great. I mean, I don't know how an artist can just put out such different albums each time. It's something she does so well. It's just give completely fresh, creative ideas. It's like she's just got a new personality every album, and I can respect that so much as a songwriter, as an artist. And you can just tell how much went into this in terms of the thought process, not like execution, flawless, right? But just the concept of that whole album. It's freaking amazing, man. And it's great to see some new, yeah, really heading into a different genre for her. But you know, she could put out another album that's just as electronic as Siberia, and I'd be like, yeah, makes sense, right? Just I think that she's just that versatile. Yeah, I think she's a crazy versatile singer with a really standout tone as well. The lyrical work, absolutely spot on. I'm expecting an acoustic version of PEP, as she usually does. So I'd love to hear things like Salt and Vinegar, Sparky, just done acoustically, see what she does with that. It would be really great to see. I'm gonna listen to that probably 100 times over. Skin and Earth has been my most played album on Spotify for a number of years, and probably since it released. But yeah, as far as where this one stands, man, I don't think I can put it over Skin and Earth. That was a really revolutionary album for me, just personally, but also I think what she did with the whole comic book and all that. But yeah, this would be probably a close second. I think this is just it's a top-notch piece of art. So yeah, it's ranking second in my Lights albums. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. I had a lot of fun. I'll be listening to that over and over again. You've been with Evolve Songwriting. Please subscribe down below if you want to hear more album analysis, reactions. We'll catch you in the next one. Have an awesome day. Peace.